Okay, welcome back everybody. We're back Taylor's Farm. This is not really a map review for modhub.us. It is more of a praise and kind of talking about Cazz and some of the projects he has going on. I will show you what you get. I will be showing you the map and showing you some sell point stuff. That little ding was Cazz we're talking right now. He's a wonderful person. I mean, he is a wonderful person, and I'll show you some little bits and slides and stuff. He means a lot to me. He's a good guy, and I love great modders. And you'd be surprised the amount of the work that goes into maps just for one little tree. I mean, if you want to play around an editor for a few minutes and download a mod or something that has some trees and stuff, drop a few trees and see how easy it is to paint the grass and everything. And modders don't really have that. In fact, I'm going to show you some links to some map builds and stuff he did, and also show you him actually picking up a tree and moving it. Of course, I can't actually see that on my screen right now. I'm just pretending like I'm looking at a picture and I'm posting it for you. So it's kind of funny. So you can see the amount of detail and work that goes into just putting down a tree. You have to raise it, lower it, move it right, left, turn it, and there's more to it than just plopping it down. And you can see a lot of what goes into building a map by checking out any of these past videos on building a map series, and actually see what it's like to put work into these maps. These modders, I have a massive amount of respect for them. This is Taylor's Farm, and the reason why it's named that, and I am going to show us a few slides here, it's going to have his name in it. His name is Taylor. It's Shane Cazz Taylor, whatever. It's just Taylor's Farm because it's his name, and it's that and that alone. I know there's a Taylor's Farm. I've talked to him many times. I've talked to him in his Twitch channel and everything else, and we talked about why it's now called Michigan instead of Taylor's Farms, and been through all that drama. And Taylor's a really cool guy. I like him, but this is not Michigan. This is Taylor's Farm, and this is Cazz. So that's why it is what it is and why it's named what it is. But he's adding multi-fruit to his maps, all his maps. We just got through doing a couple others. You can check my channel and find out. But this one here is getting a bunch of new fruits. I'm going to pop that up on the screen, as well as an optional download for a homer. If you want a root crop harvester that basically is a Corvette with 100,000 capacity or whatever it is, you're set. This thing will fly, and it's an optional download. It's not something, so if you want to stick to the realistic stuff, you can. If you just want to be that person or whatever, I mean, I'm kind of 60-40 on realism. I like for fences to be solid. I like to not run over people. I try not to bust the speed limit in the game, stuff like that. So I have a strong desire to play realistic, but when I'm testing maps, I actually use really fast harvesters with large capacity. I don't even use that trailer I said I swore I would never use. It has 5 million capacity, just so I can hurry up and test a map. But y'all can play as realistically as possible, including myself. So we've gone over the harvester, and we've gone over that. There's a few other posts I'm going to bring up here and there. Let's see. We also got flags. He has done a personal flag for a person. This is something he wants to add to his Facebook group. And basically, he did this map. The guy said, "Can someone make this for me?" And boom, he put it up. He posted it, put his name up there and everything else. And he says he'd like to add it to his channel. And if you watch my videos, you see I have a little tribute to my mom with cancer awareness and stuff like that. He has done a flag for a person with a cancer awareness symbol below as well. And he said if you wanted to, he'll even do family. Also got that in the comments down at the bottom. If you read that, it said that he wanted to do maybe family pictures. So I mean, if you want SpongeBob SquarePants on a flag, he'd probably hook you up. And he's just doing this because he had a strong desire to have his nation's flag and stuff in 17. Couldn't really get no help, and now here he is doing that. So he's just doing it to try to help out. It just speaks to the quality of person that he is. So also be sure to visit the Facebook page. It jumped up another 40 members just since our last video on his last map. So I'm going to post you his picture, his Facebook page. You can either type it in or go down to the description and hit his link. So that should take care of pretty much all the housekeeping except for the files. The files, when you download this file from modhub.us or wherever you're downloading it from, grab the two files inside. One's a silo, one's a map. Just go ahead and just copy them both and overwrite the silo just to be safe. And be sure to put both those files in your mods file folder, because you're going to need it, because all his stuff has ways of working with all these new fruits and storing the fruits, so you got to have both those files. So we are going to dive in. Hopefully that got all of our housekeeping done. If you notice right here, this is actually another thing that I worked on in the past with G&G. I actually have some videos of it as well. This is something that I said I wanted. I mainly do chickens and sheep and stuff like that. I don't really do cattle and stuff, and I said it'd be nice to have some free-range chickens and free-range sheep. And Mike was already doing stuff like that, so I asked him to kind of do that. So that's what you're looking at there. And Cazz always really nice about pointing that out, that G&G did that and where to go get that download. So he will have that in the description. So other than that, everything else is going to be stock in-game based stuff. So we're going to take you in and show you around that we got all the housekeeping mode with. I don't need none of that stuff. Okay, so here's your map. And it is kind of checkerboard. It is kind of squared up, and it looks a lot like Michigan and American Outback and stuff like that. So if you're into those kind of maps, and of course they're not multi-fruit, then give it a try. I mean, that is something that you can very well do. I think you'll like it just because that. Here's all your fruit types over here. If you notice, you got carrot down at the bottom. You pop a little thing to the fruit types too, and you get all your additional fruit types that you have over here. As far as your places that you can go and stuff, you have the TUI brewery. All the main stuff, the houses and stuff, is kind of on this drag right here. But the TUI brewery, he kind of does that on a few different maps, and he changes it up to his favorite beers and his favorite breweries and places that he's been. Here's your shop, McDonald's and gas, all located right here by you. He generally puts most of the sale points on his older maps around the outside edges and kind of keeps the inside to farming and stuff. This one here, you can't really combine a large amount of fields, but you can combine several of them. So, but this one right here, like I said, a lot of it, the grain mill, the tailor's wool, manure sale, farmer's market, tailor's bales. You got the dairy down here, the port exports, supermarket, tailor's trailers, mill station, animal dealer, and sawmill. He always does a small amount of animals for this. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I generally only do 2 of them, which is fine. It's just kind of what I do. There's some people really into the cattle and hogs and stuff like that. So if you don't want them, just sell the ones you got. If you want to play around and kind of experiment, see how you like it or whatever, there you go. I mean, you're set. You do have jobs. As far as the garage goes, this one right here kind of has less than a lot of his other maps. It actually has a starting amount that I'm kind of into more. I usually don't use the truck at all, so I usually just sell it. I don't know why. I'm just not into the vehicles much, and if I do, I usually use a download mod. So that's an extra few thousand in your pocket right off the bat. But this is one of my favorite tractors right here, and that's because it's the first one that you can use for a front end loader and stuff. And I love the T6 hauling. I usually use the small white tractor, but I mean, you can't go wrong with New Holland and John Deere. It's just like saying, you know, somebody offering you a piece of candy and you going, no, I really don't want that, when you know darn well you do. And he always takes care of you on your stuff. No matter which map it is, he always gives you plenty of stuff to work with your fields, work with your crops, as far as, you know, getting your crops in and baling and your animals. he's pretty much got you taken care of. This is the G&G free range chickens. Here is his silo that sometimes I forget get to mention, but this time I did not. And like I said, be sure you get that along with your map and paste them in there. Override the old one. It's not going to hurt a thing. And you can see it's got the upgraded fruit symbols, and it literally just cannot show everything. I mean, it just keeps going. This thing holds all kinds of stuff. 1.5 million without any extensions or anything like that. He always gives you a way of repairing your vehicles, and of course washing, and you got your house as well. I'm going to get you up in the air here and let you look around in case you're new to his map and you don't know his map. And that way you can kind of see what you get. I actually like the start of this map here. I explained to him before that whenever you got trees that isn't all purposely lined up and are different sizes and stuff, that it makes stuff feel more natural. People around me, and I'm sure other places, will leave some trees that's not on the farmland around the house and stuff. So seeing this right here, still, I really like it. Whenever they're staggered and stuff a little bit more so that they feel more natural. But I mean, it takes a lot of time to do stuff like this. I did not have any issues at all with the hired workers because he always gives a lot of space right here. These farms here you probably could combine since it's just a plain old dirt road anyway. Of course, your pay roads you're not going to be able to, so you can still make some pretty big, massive farms. But like his other maps and stuff, to me, they're a lot bigger. This one right here, like I said, he does a lot of his favorite beers and breweries and stuff that's native to his homeland and stuff. I think that's fantastic. It gives it a little personal touch. This is one of my favorite buildings that he showcases a lot with a lot of his different stuff. And I said the first time I seen it, I just absolutely love that. There's always been a lot of people that says they want hedgerows. Well, hedgerows really isn't something that you see in my area or maybe where Cazz lives, because I mean he's in New Zealand. So, but people does like him who lives in European and countries where some countries that has in Europe that has a lot of hedgerows and stuff. So instead of having hedgerows around all the fields, he tried to take care of everybody, and I applauded him for that. I mean, if you want to not have hedgerows, stick in here. If you want hedgerows, get out here. And then you can have that feel and stuff that you want. And this map here, again, is a little bit flatter than some of his others. If you notice on some of the others, he has a lot of hills and stuff. These have just a little bit. So it's kind of flat, but it's not so flat that it's boring. It gives a little bit of life by having a little bit of rise and fall depending on, no matter which way you look. But I mean, it's gentle, it's rolling, it's just flowing. So like I said, a lot of his sell points are usually on the outside edges. Again, that allows for making fields larger and stuff. You got traffic pretty much going all the way around it. I like this kind of pathway. I don't know why. I may not be in a European setting and stuff, but anything that has twists and bends and stuff like that to me is more natural. So this driveway right here is pretty cool. I like it. For me, it's never been the checkerboard roads and stuff like that is okay, but this right here to me is just better. I think it feels more natural and stuff like that. It's not that I'm hating on Cazz maps or anything like that. It's just I took art in school, and when you're living in everyday life and stuff, and this kind of stuff does exist, but just don't around me. So that's why I kind of put a personal emphasis lots of times whenever I see stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with him or anybody else. It's just me and what I'm used to. So we kind of react to what we feel is normal because our environment influences what we perceive as being normal. You do have a little bit more rise and fall on this side of the map, so if you're really into your huge rise and falls, especially with the European maps, this side of the map is probably going to be more appealing to you. I know personally I like this side of the map. I actually played around on this side of the map back in his earlier version when I was kind of testing it out and checking it out. Again, this is really nice. Coming up through here, I like it. I mean, it's not just like come up square, you're there. So you're kind of coming into it and you got some natural coming in and stuff like that. So it's really nice. I like stuff like that. Now, for me, if I'm using big equipment stuff, it's going to be kind of fun to get through here. Now, see, I'm kind of claustrophobic. I literally don't want to go down in here. I can feel it already. It kind of makes me just want to gasp for air. That's why I drive my trucks from the outside of the cab. But to come down through here and come in and hook this and not hit my trailer up on the roof and then come out would be a little bit of a challenge for me. I don't know if I'm that gifted. But that's it. That's a look around the outside of the map and around all the fields and stuff. Like I said, you can't combine a lot of stuff and make some massive fields. It's just this other fields kind of feels a bit more massive. I don't know if it's just because of the layout or if it's just because it's me. But I mean, even at this, for you people that likes massive farming, I mean, start right here and look at what you can combine. That's just insane. I mean, good in a good way, as far as if that's what you like. And over here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields you can throw together. And that is my thing. I like starting off small and my one little field and getting the JD plow and putting all this stuff together. So that's what you get. Don't forget to, once again, go to his Facebook page. If you're needing a little help and it's within his wheelhouse of stuff that he can do to mod and stuff, then I know he will help you out. If not, there's a lot of people joining really fast. Some of them are modders. If you post and need a little help or something that you kind of like to see, especially with something that's meaningful, I think somebody in there is willing to help you. It's been a good group of people so far, drama-free. I'm really enjoying being there. And if you want to check out some more of his upcoming maps that he's going to have in the future, or some more of his upgrades and updates and all that kind of stuff and stuff he does, be sure to check out my channel, because I love the guy to death. And every time he messages me on the phone or something like that, I can't wait to reply. He's just genuinely a great person. And I definitely want to stick by his side and all the other modders that actually care. So it's really a good thing. So thank you for stopping by, and be sure to stop back by again. I appreciate if you pop that like and that subscribe button, because it's good for my family and it keeps content coming. Take care, everybody. Have fun.